Right, let's see if we can make this into something. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be talking about sharing your views online as an actor. Should you do it? Shouldn't you do it? What rules might be useful to follow when doing that? This is a video that I've actually been thinking about doing for quite a while, but because of recent developments in the British, not even musical theatre, it is kind of musical theatre, because of recent developments in the UK theatre industry, certain things that have been going on and been announced in recent days, I thought it would be a pertinent video to do now. So that is why I'm doing it as a bonus video for you guys, whilst I'm in digs in rehearsals with terrible lighting. Apologies. I've decided in this video not to go too much into my own personal views on certain topics, certain issues, be they kind of pertinent to right now and relevant at this moment in time or in general, but hopefully you will still find this video useful if you're the kind of person who doesn't like censoring themselves and finds part of being an authentic person online as sharing their views and doesn't really know how to navigate that within being a freelance theatre creative. So hopefully you'll find this video really useful. If you do, feel free to like and subscribe. If you don't want to do that, that's cool, you know, because it's a free country and you don't have to click buttons just because people tell you to. So something I've noticed particularly on news outlets or television when big actors are asked their opinions on certain topics or decide to voice their opinion on certain topics, is that actors and creatives of all kinds tend to be shut down when they mention anything of their own opinions, particularly when it comes to politics. The amount of times I've heard TV presenters or people in the comments of articles saying, you're just an actor, you're just a musician, stay out of politics, you shouldn't be talking about politics. Which, when I was first thinking of doing this video, was a major factor in why I wanted to make it. The second motivation for making this video in the beginning was also something kind of closer to home for me. When I was training, I actually had some industry professionals who were working with us as training actors say that we shouldn't be too vocal on social media about particularly our political views. The reasoning being that if you have strong views in one direction and there is a director who has strong views in the other direction, if they see what you're posting online, they might not want to work with you. So all of this kind of begs the question, should we post our opinions online? Is that something that we are allowed to do? And the bottom line is that we are humans, and we are humans who live in society. Politics, our religion, our social upbringing, our social views have an effect on our lives and the lives of our loved ones. So yes, we are completely entitled to have an opinion about these things. I mean, we are affected by tax regulation, we are affected by how our local services are funded, we are affected by Brexit, we are affected by so many things that, you know, politics has an effect over. So yes, we're well within our rights to have opinions about those things. And even if, you know, you're not jobbing actors like me, even if you're really, really famous like Angelina Jolie or Ryan Reynolds, like, yeah, they might be rich enough that the vast majority of politics won't affect them because they can pay for private healthcare and they can pay to live in a nice area and they can pay for private security. So they don't have to worry about, you know, the police being underfunded or not being able to get free healthcare or whatever it is. There's still going to be people that those really famous actors know who are still going to be affected by decisions that politicians make. You shouldn't talk about politics, you shouldn't have an opinion on politics. Absolutely not valid. So let's just get that out of the way. That being said, it's up to you how much you want to post on social media or online. Some people are very, very private about their views, and that's absolutely fine. Some people want to be a bit more vocal about their opinions on things, and that's fine too. The thing to remember is freedom of speech is not the same as freedom of consequence. Just as if you're an employee with a company that has strict guidelines of how they want their employees to present themselves online, and you break those guidelines, for example, by posting pictures of you horrendously drunk on a Saturday night online, you can be reprimanded for that. Not in the same way, but if you are an actor and you post things that people find offensive or inappropriate, you may be called out on it. And if you are on a contract for a job and that contract specifies certain codes of conduct and your posts break that in any way, you can be dismissed from that contract. And also with the internet, posts never go away. Like, people, if they really want to, can do some digging and find stuff that you've posted from years back. We see it with politicians all the time. I mean, Justin Trudeau's blackface pictures, pretty sure that they were kind of hidden when he decided to go into politics, and someone's dug them up, someone else had them, someone's found them online. So then the question becomes, is it worth sharing those opinions online? I would say that that is up to the individual, and in terms of the individual, sometimes what platform you're posting on. Some platforms you might see as purely professional, others you might have private accounts where you can, share your actual opinions or whatever it may be. And everyone is going to have different levels on this, but it is up to you if you decide to post or not, with, the fact that there may be consequences in mind. And in terms of those consequences, I guess the rule that I would always follow is, do I think what I'm posting is important enough that if someone were to disagree with me to the point that they'd be like, I don't want to work with you, would I care? I'm going to use a really random, not at all, political example. If, let's say I am really pro hardwood floors, and for some reason this is a major political debate, and there's a very prominent director who is very pro carpets, if I didn't feel so massive about hardwood floors to the point that I'm like, well, I still want to be in this amazing show this guy's directing and I know he's pro carpets, I'm not gonna lay off the hardwood floor content, then I'll decide not to post that particular opinion. If I'm like, carpets killed my family, don't know how, but let's just say I was like, carpets killed my family, I really hate carpets, and you know what, if that loses me a job with this director, I don't care, because I would never work with anyone who was pro carpets, then I'll post that. And I think this is particularly important when, obviously not when it comes to flooring, but when you're posting about things that are a really important part of your identity. Like, if you're part of a minority and you think it's really important for you to be an activist for the cause of that minority, or even if you're just an ally to a minority and you think that's important, then feel free to share it if you think that's more important than potential jobs that you may lose. That being said, I don't think you would lose loads of jobs, but that's basically what I would use as a metric. Do you care about the thing you're posting about enough that if anyone was going to be so against you posting it, they wouldn't want to work with you? You'd be like, well, I don't really care. I wouldn't want to work with you either if you feel that much of a way about it. And then I think the final few rules to that are, stand by what you say. So if you do get called out on it, if in our flooring analogy, someone calls you out or like, hey, back in 2016, you had this massive tirade about carpets. Are you really pro hardwood floors? Then stand by it and be like, yes, I am pro hardwood floors. I think carpets are the devil. But then also don't be a hypocrite about it. If you are really pro hardwood floors, then maybe don't be in a pro carpet propaganda film, if we're using this analogy. If people are keeping up to date with the theatre news, you probably know what I'm referring to. But yeah, like, don't be a hypocrite. Don't have your cake and eat it too. Like, we hate it when politicians do that. So as actors, let's have a bit more integrity, guys. Hi there, me from the future in the editing room. I just wanted to add that you are also allowed to change your mind. So if you act with honesty and integrity and decide to post something, but then a few years down the line you're like, no, I don't agree with that anymore, that's really problematic, or times are changing, or whatever it is, you are allowed to change your mind. I would suggest, if that does happen, maybe go back over your old posts if you know you've posted something that you really disagree with now. But, you know, if someone does call you out on things, you're allowed to say, the me then was stupid, or the me then was ill-informed. The me now does not agree with that statement. The whole not freedom of consequence thing still applies, but, you know, people change over time, and most people worth their salt will know that. So you are allowed to change your mind. Back to the video. Only you can answer whether you should share an opinion or not online. Only you can decide whether an opinion of yours is strong enough to post regardless of what the consequences may be. And then when you make that decision, make sure that it's a decision that you will stick by and not, you know, dismiss if an opportunity comes along for you to make money and profit off of the thing you don't like. But yeah, just act with honesty and integrity, and I think you won't go far wrong. As long as you're honest with who you are and what you believe, and you act in accordance with your own integrity, and you accept that whatever may happen when you do that, good or bad, you have acted with integrity, I don't think you can steer far wrong. And that would be my advice. And it's the advice that I tend to follow as well for myself. So yes, I hope you found this video helpful. If you want my actual thoughts on things, then let me know in the comments. If you want that, be sure to like, subscribe if you found this video helpful, if I wasn't too rambly. Like if you like the books. They're not my books, but there's some good ones here. I haven't read any of them. Yeah, so that's all from me for now, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye friends!